All right, ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to be going over 19 AI link building tactics that will actually help you land quality backlinks. If I'm being completely honest, most of the advice I've seen regarding AI link building has been borderline scammy at best, with people kind of selling a dream rather than a reality. But being a link building agency owner myself and talking to a bunch of other link builders, these are some tactics that we actually use to help land quality links. And at the end of the video, just as a bonus, I'm going to be going over one thing that you should definitely not be using AI to do. I see a lot of people recommending to do this, but it's horrible advice. All right, let's get into it. So I'm Chris Regis, and you might know me from my link building agency over at sterlingsalot.co, or maybe you've seen me around on our other YouTube channel or Facebook group, or maybe you've seen me around at some SEO conferences or on some other podcasts, but you can go to my website for more information on me. So number one, when you're doing guest posting, you can use your competitor's sitemap and feed it into ChatGPT to discover topics or articles that they don't already have that you could write for them. Find a sitemap, you can just put something like sitemap.xml or sitemapindex.xml behind their website URL. Click and open up their blog posts. We're going to go and copy and paste this whole thing in the ChatGPT. I'll do a simple prompt, something like give me article ideas related to link insertions that this site doesn't already have, and then I'll post their sitemap here. And then of course, ChatGPT is giving us some good ideas here, which you can then go and pitch to the client. This is good because of course you want to write them articles that they don't already have, and it could take a long time seeing what they have and don't have. So this can just speed up the process for you. Next up for number two, pitch ideas based on your business and theirs. This is another article kind of topic generator. So let's say I wanted to write a guest post for empireflippers.com. Let's go ahead and go to their about page here. We'll copy and paste this whole thing in the ChatGPT. So I'm doing a prompt that says, give me ideas for guest posts for this site. We are a link building agency. The topic should relate to both my business and theirs. Here's their business. Now I'm pasting in their about page. And so it's given us some pretty good ideas here. The role of quality backlinks in increasing the valuation of online businesses, link building strategies for newly acquired online businesses, and so on. I really like doing this if the website that you're pitching to is not directly in your niche, because you can get some really good ideas to get relevance for both you and them. They like it because it's something that they might not know a ton about, and you're kind of showing your expertise while still being related to their business. And for you, of course, you're getting a relevant backlink because it's still going to be about your niche as well. Next up, we have the article creation process for guest posting. Of course, none of you are going to be strangers to using ChatGPT or AI to write articles by now. So I'm not really going to cover this one in depth, but you can start with some of the topics that you've done here. And then you still want the article to be good. You don't want it to just be AI spam. So I highly suggest doing the outline yourself. This really only needs to take a minute or two. You don't have to go super crazy with it. If you wanted to, of course, you could come over and use an extension like Detail to look up other articles that are already written on the topic to see kind of what they talk about in the articles and just grab some things from there and make your own outline. And then after you have ChatGPT or whatever write the article, I highly recommend using an AI editing checklist, just like the one that I've got here. Yes, I'm going to be giving it away. Just subscribe to the channel. I plan to give it away in the next month or so. And while you're over there subscribing to my channel because you love all this useful information I'm giving you, go ahead and give the video a like as well. But yeah, even though it's a guest post, you still want the content to be kind of quality. You know, if you're actually doing your job right and you're finding a keyword that's actually a keyword, maybe it's got low search volume, you actually want to write a decent article so it has a chance of ranking at least decently well. And that'll help the power of the guest post. So you don't want to do just AI spam, and using something like this checklist here will definitely help it not be that. Next up, we have rewriting your emails to increase deliverability. So we actually did a podcast with Mr. Jabez Rubin over on the Links a Lot channel a little while back, and he gave me this tip, which I thought was really good. Basically, when you're doing link building outreach, you're sending the same email over and over and over again to maybe hundreds or even thousands of websites, which can be bad for deliverability because the systems might flag it as spam since you're really just sending the same thing over and over again. So you could prompt ChatGPT with something like this: rewrite this outreach email slightly, keep the basic structure intact, and don't change the substance of the email, only slight rewriting, please. Jabez recommended doing this every day or every few days just to make sure you're getting different messages going out and hopefully not get you marked as spam. Next up, we have subject line generation. Of course, when you're sending your outreach emails, you need to have a subject line. So I've used a prompt here, a bullet point list of subject lines to use for my link building campaign. They should be very short, less than 4 words, and vague. And I like using these types of subject lines because I feel like they have the best open rates, at least for me. Quick idea, short request, quick question, quick collab, potential opportunity, new project, quick inquiry, collaboration idea. I think these are all pretty good ideas right here, and I've actually used most of them. Next up, icebreaker generation. This one was inspired by Miss BB the Link Builder over here, who everyone knows is extremely fun and cool and not crazy at all. And she has a very kind of fun and lighthearted and humorous approach to outreach messages, where she kind of starts with a joke or something funny to try to grab their attention rather than just starting with, basically give me a backlink on your website. So I've wrote this prompt: create a joke or icebreaker to start an email with to this company. One sentence only, should be funny and lighthearted. Bullet point list of ideas, don't explain each. Here's some info about the company, and then I posted their about page. So it was for empire flippers again. So it says here, if flipping empires was an Olympic sport, you'd definitely be gold medalist. With your track record, you must have a crystal ball for spotting online gold mines. If I had $1 for every business you've helped sell, I'd probably be one of your clients. Is it true that your company's secret sauce is just pure M&A magic? And I really like all of these, actually. They're funny. It's not the usual stuff. It's related to their business. It's going to catch their attention. They're going to be like, well, what is this email, right? Which is exactly what you want to do. Next up, we have HARO, or as it's known now, Connectively, or HARO, which is kind of like the cheaper one made by the original owner now, or free, I guess. And you can feed it info for quality answers. Notice that I did not say answering questions automatically and just spamming everything. So for me, what really works the best for getting more responses for HARO is creating a document that's all about the person or the business that is going to be answering the questions. I'm not a genius. I didn't think of this. I can't remember who thought of it, or I would give them credit here. But yeah, I got this from somebody else and it works really well. So basically, I have this document on Google Drive about myself. In this document, I talk about a bunch of things. I talk about what I do. I talk about my approach to business. I talk about a bunch of my past experiences. I talk about my philosophy, how I kind of live my life and do business in general. And I've also gone into HARO and just looked at a bunch of questions over time and just answered a bunch of random questions in here that seem to be common occurrences on the platform. So, one common question might be like, what are tips for entrepreneurs to succeed with AI in 2024 or something like that? So you could just answer that question, as well as a bunch of others. And what this does is it creates this whole big profile on you. And now when you want to answer questions, you can come over and just copy and paste this into ChatGPT. Let's go ahead and just pretend this is the HARO question here. You could copy and paste the HARO question in. Then I would use a prompt that says something like, answer this question from my point of view, keep it concise, use controversial statements, be attention grabbing, use this info on me for some more background, and then you could copy and paste your document or just attach it right here. So now instead of getting just a very general ChatGPT answer that sucks, you are getting a very attention grabbing answer that is highly related to you. So it's going to have a bunch of unique ideas and viewpoints that would not generally come from ChatGPT. Remember, these guys are getting spammed like crazy, so you can really stand out by not being one of them and by taking a little bit more time and effort to do this. Next up, when you are doing skyscraper outreach, you can use ChatGPT to help tell the other person why your article is better than the one they are already linking to. So I got this toxic backlinks article on my website. Start a new chat in ChatGPT because it's going to be a lot of info here. It says, here's my article. Tell me when you've read it, and I'll paste it in. We'll then go and take the SEMrush article and copy everything here. I'll prompt it with, tell me what my article covers that this article doesn't. Short bullet point list, be very concise. And I'll go ahead and paste SEMrushes in. And then when you're doing your skyscraper outreach, you can tell them exactly why they should include a link to your article instead of the one they're linking to. So, my article talks about manual inspection of backlinks, which the one you're linking to doesn't. We talk about anchor text diversity. We talk about expert consultation. We talk about link farm and scraper site detection. And we talk about strategy for strengthening link profiles, which the content you are already linking to on this subject doesn't. This is why my article is better than theirs. This is why we deserve to have a backlink from you instead of them. This can make your skyscraper outreach messages a lot more successful because at the end of the day, the website owner wants to provide helpful information to their readers, and you're telling them exactly why linking to you would be better for their readers than what they've already done. Next up, we have parasite articles on LinkedIn, Medium, and Reddit. Of course, everyone is abusing LinkedIn right now and Medium because they are just ranking for everything very easily. So what you want to do is find some keywords that you want to write articles for and post them on these websites. So do your keyword research, find something you want to rank for. Then just when we're doing number 3 up here, I recommend feeding it an outline first instead of letting it do the outline for you and then using the AI editing checklist over here. Doing these things will definitely help increase your chances of these articles ranking on these platforms. And then of course, in the article, you're going to want to put links to your own website so that you can drive traffic from their platform to your website. I'm going to cover posting an article on LinkedIn, Pulse, and Medium because it's super easy. Just go and sign up, post an article. Next up, we have anchor text ideas with LSI keywords. So I've typed in what are 20 LSI keywords related to toxic backlinks, and you can see we've got a nice little list here. So when you're doing your anchor text, you can include some stuff like this rather than just doing the same anchor text over and over and over again. Of course, you want to have anchor text diversity. You want to appear natural, and you don't want to be just slamming exact match anchors over and over again. So this can give you some nice ideas on ways to get started. Next up, you can use ChatGPT to help you when you're doing link insertions. Of course, a link insertion is when you are inserting a link into a pre-existing content on somebody's website instead of a guest post where you're putting a new article on their website. You're just going into an article they already have. You're saying, hey, I want to put my link in this article, here's exactly where, and try to negotiate with the webmaster. So first up, you can use ChatGPT to help find the article that you want to post a link on. Just like before, you can go and find the sitemap of the website. You can go ahead and copy and paste this whole thing. And then your prompt will change depending on what article on your website you want to link to. So I've made this prompt, which of these articles is most relevant for my article on toxic backlinks, list of 5. And I like doing a list of 5 because they might have an article that's exactly about the same topic and you don't want to do the exact same one because there's a good chance they won't want to link from that article to yours. We'll paste their sitemap in. So you can see what are ChatGPT suggestions for the top most relevant articles on the website that we could get a link from for our toxic backlinks article. So you can see number 1, they have an article on the same subject, so we probably won't want to reach out about that one. But these other 4 right here are all highly relevant and are all very good ideas that could make a lot of sense to get a backlink from for my toxic backlinks article. So of course, reach out to them, try to negotiate, etc. Next up, we can use ChatGPT to help us find the text or the actual place in the article to do the link insertion. So let's come back over here and pick this article, Unnatural Backlinks. And we're going to, again, copy and paste the whole article. And I'll just say, where is the best place to insert a link in this article to my article about toxic backlinks? Paste in the article. So they said the best place to insert a link to your article on toxic backlinks in this article would be in the section where the term toxic links is first mentioned. Specifically, you can insert it after the sentence, blah, blah, blah. So it tells you exactly where to put it in the article. I then said, go ahead and give me 5 more ideas, and you could just pick which one that you think is the best and the most relevant. So this can save you a ton of time because you don't have to go searching through an entire article for the best place. ChatGPT is saying these are the most relevant parts of the article that would make sense. So yeah, save you a ton of time here. So far, we've mainly been talking about guest posts and link insertions, which are kind of like the bread and butter of link building, what most people use to help increase their rankings. But you can also use AI to help build your pillow links or your foundational links as well. So let's go over these, and we're going to go over these pretty quickly here. So first of all, you can answer questions on sites like Quora to get Q&A links. And of course, in the answer, you can link to your website. When doing this, I suggest also feeding it in a document like I showed you before when doing HARO. This will make the answers a lot more unique and personalized to you or your business. Next up, when you are doing video links, for example, when you are doing your YouTube descriptions, first of all, you can get it to write your YouTube description. You can feed it the YouTube video transcript and tell it to make a description for you. Then you can copy and paste your website sitemap and say, give me a couple of links that are the most relevant to this YouTube video. And then, you can put those in the description as well. Hey, you might want to check out this article or this article. Next up, we have Web 2.0s. Web 2.0s are, of course, things like Blogspot, where you get a subdomain on their domain and you can create your own mini website. Of course, what we're going to be doing here is content creation. So you can very quickly use AI to pump out, 5, 10 articles for you on whatever your niche your website is about. And then you can link to your website from these articles. Hopefully not all of them, because that wouldn't be very natural, but at least from one of them. Again, using the AI editing SOP to make sure you're not just spamming. Next up, social signals. And social signals aren't really like backlinks, but they kind of are. So you can just go copy and paste your entire article, create a short engaging social media post to promote this article and paste it in. I would actually rewrite the prompt a bit and take out the emojis and probably edit it a little bit to make sure it's not so corny. Instead, remove the emojis, make it less corny, include a list of things they will learn. So this is looking a little bit better, but still got a little bit of work to do. You probably want to do the hook or the first line yourself because ChatGPT honestly is pretty bad at it. Next up, we have forum profiles and social profiles. Very simple here. Just go ahead and copy and paste your about page into ChatGPT and say, write me a profile description for my social profile. Tell it to use a bunch of LSI keywords or semantically relevant keywords, and boom, there's your profile. This can help if you're doing a lot of social profiles because you can actually have a unique profile for each one. You try to use different LSI keywords and just have it spit out, maybe 10 or 20 different variations for you. And you can do the same exact thing for citations. You can say, hey, here's the about page for my company. This is our main keyword, or this is what the business does. Create a citation or a directory description for my company. Try to use as many semantically relevant or LSI keywords as possible. And then you could say, give me 10 or 20 different variations of this, and you could use a different variation on each citation website, or you could use the same one, up to you. Next up, blog comments. And I actually really like blog comments, but only if they're done correctly and not in a spammy way and not on spammed out pages. So let's say I wanted to leave a blog comment on this page. Here's a prompt. Write a blog comment response to this article. Make it short, friendly, and concise. It should have 2 parts. 1, tell them something you liked about the article. 2, ask a question about the article, and then we'll post the article in. So it says, great article, Chris. I really appreciated the detailed breakdown of the different types of toxic backlinks and how they can impact SEO. So I actually had to rewrite it. I said, make the compliment more specific to a certain piece of information in the article. It says, I found your explanation about how Google's algorithm might ignore some toxic backlinks rather than penalizing them rather insightful. It's a perspective I hadn't considered before. You're gonna want to change this up a bit. This does sound kind of ChatGPT-ish. I see a lot of people doing this kind of thing on LinkedIn. So yeah, I would change this part up. But the good part here is the question. I was wondering, when you're dealing with a mix of ignored and harmful toxic backlinks, how do you decide which ones to focus on first? And this is good. The question is the best part. You could even kind of just get rid of this part and only do the question. Why the question is good is because it gives them a chance to show their expertise again. And this is what people who are writing articles want to do. They want to show everyone that they know everything about the subject, right? So if you just come in and leave a comment like, hey, I really like this, or I agree with it, this isn't really a good comment. But if you come in and you ask this question, it gives them an opportunity to demonstrate again that they know what they're talking about. So the chances of them approving the blog comment and you getting a link from them are a lot higher. Next up, we have press releases, and there are really a ton of things you can do to help write press releases. Number one, we have idea generation here. So actually I have this little list of different ideas you can use to write press releases like new services offered, new areas served, technological innovation, community engagement. So you can go ahead and copy and paste this in the ChatGPT along with the about page and just say, hey, give me some ideas for a press release based on these things. After you have the idea for the article, you then help it write a headline. When you're writing the headline, tell it to use only neutral language and not to be promotional, or else it'll try to write this very promotional, like kind of salesy thing. I don't know why it does this, but you can't do this with press releases, right? They have to be very neutral or else they'll get rejected by the network. And then the same thing, when you're writing the content, go ahead and feed it the target page on the website that, makes the most sense, or maybe their about page, or maybe even their homepage. Then say, for this company, write a press release about this topic. Again, make sure it's only using very neutral, non-promotional language. And then at the end, just like we're doing for link insertions, you could find the text in the article that would make the most sense to link to the website from. So yeah, we actually do press releases over at Sir Links a lot, and we use AI a lot in the process for writing press releases. There are a million different things you can do with it here, and it really helps out a ton. And lastly, one thing you do not want to use AI for when you're doing link building is writing your templates that you're using to do outreach. It's horrible at this. They're super generic. It doesn't know how to do it properly. And the worst thing about it is that you only have to do your templates one time. And then after that, you can use ChatGPT to help rewrite it depending on what the client is, or just, like I showed you before, to rewrite it and reword it a little bit differently so you don't hit the spam filters. But yeah, highly, highly, highly recommend doing your outreach messages as well as your 2 or 3 follow-ups yourself. It doesn't take long to do this stuff, and then you can use it for everything as a template after that. All right, guys, that's it for now. Let me know down in the comments if you have any other ideas or things that you're using AI for when you're building backlinks to actually land quality backlinks and not just trying to spam stuff. And if you liked the video, go ahead and give it a like and give my channel a sub, and I will see you next time. All right, bye-bye.